So good evening and welcome to the Donny Chaingang with me, Matt Payne. We're live here in the Full Speed Events, very dry studio at the moment. In fact, it's so dry, it's almost arid. Just going to do a little bit of adjustment. You can tell I spent a long time with the microphone on over the past week. And don't forget, of course, there's lots of footage. I was actually working on the Gravel Championships over the weekend as well, some more esports. Been a busy weekend, but we're back for the Donny Chaingang once again. Our riders lined up, and you can see them just down on the left-hand side of your screen. And the riders just getting themselves ready. The details of the course being pushed up there by our yellow beacon. That's Russ Downing. And, of course, all of this is made possible because of the gang, who you can see just up there. So the team who look after the Chaingang, they're key in making it happen, and without them, it's just not going to work. And the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club, well, it keeps us moving. It keeps the show on the road. And got to say a massive thank you to the supporters who look after those members. So 1080, Velaskin, Continental, Nonners, Gritty, of course, OTE were our sponsor last month in September. It's now Halo because, of course, it's Halloween at the end of the month, and looking forward to that. Now, tonight we are heading across for the second week of our Halo events, and we're going to be heading off to the Sleepless City, to Neokio, to the Neon Wonder that is the world. Let's have a little bit of a closer look and let's show you where we're heading. So Russ is our beacon after making his way back up from the Great Ormond Street charity ride at the Velodrome, the day at the Velodrome there, and doing an amazing job down there. Some great images on social media. As you can see, we're going to start off in the pens and then make our way in and through around this lap. It is a 9.6k lap. We do 4 laps. We finish at 38.5k. That's going to leave us a warm down of about 4.5 kilometers, so plenty of distance to warm down. Probably going to be needed because it's going to be pretty frantic. Talking with Russ earlier, he's expecting this to be a fast one. Well, if it is, the man who's cleaning up the riders who get shelled out the back, it's the one and only Simon Runner, a.k.a. Sean. And good to see that he is already down on the start line down there as well. So fantastic to see Simon down there. And you can call him either because I regularly do. It's not a problem at all. He doesn't get offended very easily, thank goodness. Right. So it looks pretty straightforward, doesn't it? It's not really. Essentially, we've got a circuit that is like an extended figure of 8. So we cross ourselves multiple times along here. We go up through the castle sprint, so we drop down towards the marina, come back in, around through the arcades, and then back down. So we are going to be in there. It's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out in terms of the ride, because the profile, well, as you can see, we've got our friends from Velo Viewer, and that's essential, particularly on the Gravel World Championships. And big thank you to Ben and all the team putting on at short notice for us. We had full-on 3D viewer of the course for the Gravel Championships, but I think it had about as much undulation as it is in here. So you can see that we have very little height gain on the way around. The highest part is going in through the castle. That is on the bottom section between 2.5 to 3 and then up to 3.5 kilometers on the course. And it is going to be very interesting to see how that rides as our riders push out in through the arcades, then out the other side to come around to complete their lap. So, very little elevation gain. Going to be very, very quick indeed. Our riders are lined up down on that grid. The clock is ticking. You can see that there is plenty of chat already, and lots of riders down on that start line. We can just see our riders tucked in there at the moment, and we'll soon be with them as they head out and away. A quick reminder, when we go over that 100 rider marker, when that happens, then we are unable to see front to back and back to front. Everyone, and I mean everyone, can see. Everyone can see our yellow and our red beacons. Not everybody can see each other. So it is really, really important, guys, if you are out and about on the course, that you keep your eyes open. You need to know where the back of the group is and where the very front of the group is. Without that, it's going to be really, really difficult. Our riders are lined up and ready. Our helicopter just going up over the top of the riders. That pen filling. You can see the yellow and red pillars of light over the top there. And they're going to be checking on. So remember, please, guys, make sure that you know where you're heading. Now, it is a 3 Donny Chaingang week. We have the DCG today and Thursday. And, of course, we have the second of WoW DCG on Wednesday, the WoW DCG. Women only Wednesdays, Donny Chaingang. Now, we have some great lead beacons, our yellow beacons on the WoW DCG. We had Sammy Stewart, a rider who wrapped up her National Road Series with a win in the overall, and that took place at the Curlew Cup up in the northeast at the weekend. So one of our regular DCG and WoW DCG riders taking that away. It was great to see Toby Perry, in fact, at the weekend on the World Gravel Championships. Another rider who has been involved on the Chaingang regularly as well. Don't forget, of course, that the WoW DCG has also been a regular stomping ground of a certain Millie Skinner. In fact, the WoW DCG has been where she has had win after win after win. Let's see if she's able to do that once again. So as we come in towards the start of the ride, our riders are just getting themselves sorted. We're dropping in and getting ready to go. The clock is on countdown. And we are now in that final period. So here we go. Our riders in to the countdown. Who's going to get the cleanest run off from the start? The riders are away. We're just in with Lone Rider at the moment as these riders head out. Remember, it's all about making sure that you know exactly where you are on the course. So our riders just coming out from those pens. You can see them on the top right-hand side of your screen. They're going to come out and head around the circuit. And, of course, this is all about making sure we get ourselves back together really soon. Now, as we come in to the arcade, you can see that if we take a quick look up, we're going to hopefully get this banner here. There we go. That is the banner that we're going to be sprinting for. That's the first of 5 passages through there. So the riders away. We're in the arcades, and I've got the arcades playing loud in my ears. You might like the same too. It's always entertaining on the way through the arcades. Always great fun. So here we go. Riders up and underway. We're in with James there as he comes in through at the moment. Just keeping a check on those riders. But looking to me like everybody out. Mr. Mason is out and away. Just going to take a little bit of a run back. I think we've got one rider just chasing on behind. Let's have a little bit of a look. Already well strung out on this course. So let's take a little bit of a look. Looks like Jeff Saisol dead in the water at the moment. Ryan Crawley, though, on a chase to get in here. Brad Cheeseman just late joining. So here we go, out from the arcades we go. So Ryan on a chase, looks like Jeff Saisel is going to be pushing his way back into the group. That's going to take a little bit of doing, buddy. You're about 12 seconds down at the moment. Ryan Crawley working his way up, really starting to push as he tries to get into that group. So Ryan at the moment giving away 8 seconds to our red beacon, working hard here to get into the back of the group. Looks like the group itself quite fractured up at the front. So Crawley using the red tarmac there, cutting the corner on his way round. Gotta love a bit of neon. So there we go, Ryan going around the side there of Russell Osman, going to go up on the side of Crossman. A few rudders just fractured out the back. I think Osman just waiting there to give some assistance. So good going by Ryan to get himself back in. And with Osman at the moment and the group making the way back in and on the way through. Here we go. Mr. Williams, this is flat. I have to say, the Neokyo world is probably my least favourite world of all of the worlds that have been done by Swift so far. It's dark and miserable, like some daylight, says the man who's been stood in the studio since I can't remember how long. So the road is now heading into towards the castle section. Going to be heading in towards Castle Sprint very shortly indeed. One of the little sections the riders have to make their way through. We get the drone up in the air. Maybe get a little bit more of a overhead view as the riders weave the way down in between the cars, just trying to pick the right line to get lined up for this bridge here. Around they go, so most of that group, you can just see at the moment, you can't see all the way along. It's not going to be here. Let's have a little look. We're not going to see the front from the back and the back from the front, guys, remember. So here we are. This is the run in to the sprint line. So you can see that Josh May, I'm loving it. Fastest time, Josh Mayland. Who does Josh come on here in the strip of? Who is Josh the main man for? It is, of course, Halo Wheels. So look at that, Josh Mayland already absolutely flying. So great to see. And they're going. The map on the top is showing our riders just coming in and around the castle and heading up on towards the climb. A little bit of tranquility in a neon-filled world here. So just in with Simon Run it at the moment, just keeping a check on the guys behind. Brad Cheeseman, I think, is going to drop out and pushing his way back in towards Mr. Run It. He's coming back to tech issues, clearly. Looks like Jeff Saysel has the same. So here we go, Brad just coming over the top of Simon, so we're going to be pushing on here. So Jeff Saysel just behind, just starting to make his way into towards that red beacon. You can see, you can't see these riders if you're up near the front, but on the way. So here we go. Jeff said he's okay. He's on his way back. He's starting to push. So underneath the gateway entrance he goes. Two Brads, ace. Love it, yes, there is indeed. Got Brad and Brad Cheeseman. Two pretty quick riders as well. Now Jeff's about to make contact, I think, with Simon running. Here he comes. So this is the back of the group at the moment. I'm sure Simon's going to jump on to the back of the Flying Express train that is Jeff at the moment. That group just going past the leaders, past the section down by the pens. So these two chasing at the moment. Trying to close that gap back down again, just trying to get back in touch. So that helicopter just takes a little bit of a break to go refuel, and then we're going to head back in towards the back of the bunch with Simon just making his way back in to that pack. In the moment, looks like Russ just having a little bit of a quiet time. He's doing 6 watts per kilo, not really going anywhere very fast. That's entertaining. Going to take a little bit of a look. See Wingy back here. So Wingy just racing his way back on again. I think Russ looking a little bit. Oh, he stopped. He stopped for a loop break. Mate, that's not good. So it's like Kieran and we just doing a little bit of a way back for Russ to pick Russ back up again. Be warned, if you go back, make sure that the guys are working well, and make sure that your legs are working, because you're going to need to go at some pace once again. So here we go. Russ making his way onto the back of that pack. Kieran just in front, going to be given a little bit of draft. So is Liam Callaway. Looks like Keyworth in here. Tom Lindley just holding around the back of that pack. Here they come. This is the back of the group. So up goes the gang. Really interesting just watching the numbers tick in and along. Just going to dive in with Neil. Neil from the crosscast from Gritty, of course, just in nicely. Looking forward to our next crosscast recording, and going to be some new hosts, and even have a dry studio to record it in, which is even better, definitely. On the way through, that's going to be happening, I think that's next Monday, if my memory serves me correctly. It's absolutely mad at the moment. Way manic. Good to see we've got Mr. Cooper on here. I help George. George Cooper in here. Light, super fast. Going to be entertaining. Let's see how George gets on. He's tucked in that on that green climbing bike, on that Everesting bike. So at the moment, 14 minutes of riding cover, 38k ph, the current speed, 9 kilometres in distance under the wheels. Ryan Crawley tucked back in. We've got Eddie Denchard. He's going to be our red beacon, and that is going to be on a Thursday. Quick reminder, Eddie, don't go anywhere, make sure you're back. He's already got his red jersey on already, the Bikes and Beers jersey there. And Eddie, our red beacon on Thursday. Role that I'm sure he's going to enjoy, because we've got Stefano Varelli in here. We've got Mr. Thwaites, Mark Thwaites, back with us once again as well. Just taking a look, I think we've got one of the Gilberts. I think that's going to be Fionn in here. So Fionn Gilbert tucked in the group, so good to see Fionn join us. Tom Elliott back in once again, Woodward in here. Dave Fulton. The legend that is Claire Richardson in here. Claire, another of our super quick riders, tucked up into the group at the moment. Carolina's back with us. Just have a little bit of a check as we come in through. So Carolina just in the middle there, and that sucks for Watts kit. It's a great kit, that. Love the fact it's got a unicorn on the back. So Carolina in the gang. She's coming in through those arcades. Julie Leonardo in here. Julie is in here somewhere. Nice to Julie in. Pete Treble back on. It'll take a while to get through, everybody. 120 ticking up on our screens. Remember, of course, not everybody sees everybody as well. So Russ giving away health secrets. Make sure you get your eyes shut as you go through there, otherwise you end up easing off on the pressure. And then you're going to see it's going to be very, very interesting. Is it the entrance? I can't see any other banner. Says Fat Cyclist, says Mr. Mason. Yes, that is yep. So taking a look a little further back, looks like Run It and Finch. It's like a 1970s comedy duo, isn't it? So Run It and Finch on the way. We've got Skelton about 100 metres behind. At the moment, 4.3 watts per kilo. Got to keep a push on here to get back into the group, and this is why we have to try and keep dropping back as much as possible. So good to see our riders in and on, but you can see that pressure is starting to take its toll at the moment. Finch just off the back here at 2 watts per kilo. Daisy Freer just in trouble on the back of the group here, and got a little bit of a gap back to Finch, who's about 5 seconds back as they come on in and through. So Craig Herring just checking to see where the finish is. Simon Runnett having fun being the red bus. It is indeed hard graphs. You've got to try and work out where everybody is. That's actually the hardest thing on the circuit by a long, long way, buddy, as we well know. So it looks like Dave Finch just distance from that group, and now 22 seconds, not going to make that contact. So once you get distance, you soon end up in trouble. You can see on that map up on your screen the fraction there, and this is typical once you get into those bigger numbers. One of the things with this course, you can almost always see the finishing light, the beacons on the way around, no matter where you are on this course, because those pillars are light up and shining. So Finch at the moment on his way out after having come off from the island. He's chasing the back of this group here as they make their way down through that rail line here at the moment. Remember, heading in towards the side here. So I think Simon Runnett going to be heading back. Hardest workout you get is being our beacon. That is for certain. I think Simon going to be heading back in to try and catch up with the guys behind. It's always tricky to do, but not impossible. To bring everybody around, just coming around the side of the marina there, just in the construction point there, and the road heading off, because I suspect we're going to get some more roads coming in there. You don't usually see that construction at the side of the course when we are going to be heading in to another new section of world. So I expect to see that coming soon. The team at Swift working very hard in the background. So you just see on the front of the bunch those riders just drifting off. That's basically as they go outside that top that 100 nearest to our riders. So Simon at the moment just waiting to catch up with Mr. Finch, who we are just going to take a little bit of a check to see whereabouts he is. It's really hard to find riders on this course, it has to be. So Simon is on his bit of a mission. Looks like Tickers and Bayliss at the moment being distanced now to the back of that group as the pace starts to pick up. Russ reckon it'll be a quick one tonight. It's certainly all of that. Looks like Wiggy just about in there. Rab in here as well. Good to see you on, Rab. Thanks for sorting out a little bit of a email conversation, a minimalistic email conversation. I think it's pretty much one way, sending me an email, and you did exactly what I asked. Thank you very much, Rab. Much appreciated. Good to see Rab back in here now and ticking along nicely at the moment. One of our Scottish riders on his way through. Now let's have a little bit of a chat. The banter is certainly coming thick and fast at the in the main pack. Simon Runnett, I think, just hunting for riders a little bit for the moment. Bayliss and looks like Filio are just being distanced here. They've got Simon behind them. I think they're going to probably find Tickers in there somewhere as well. And of course, our riders having to try and work out where everybody is in relation to each other. Are very, very difficult once we get on to this course. What we do say is find a group, find another rider, get some shelter as soon as you can, particularly on the faster, flatter courses. It's absolutely key. So Finch working his socks off at the moment. Simon Runnett is, I think, not too far to the run. So we can jump in here till he makes that catch. The time gap should be coming down to Simon pretty quickly. So Simon rolling at 0.7. He's got Finch behind, coming in like an express train at just under 3. So whilst we wait for it to start getting wound up, and let's see how it goes. So whilst Russ and the rest of the crew are reminiscing over their jet-setting journeys, just to confirm, going to be heading out to the Trials World Championships, another World Championships to commentate on. It's going to be the Trials, the BMX World Championships. So that Thursday there'll be no broadcast of the Chaingang. We'll be heading out to the UAE for that absolute flying music, quite literally out, commentating, jump back on, and come back in again. So just remember, guys, make sure that you're aware of that when that comes up. So this is the view that Simon Runnett has got. He's got his camera on its reverse view. He's waiting to see Finch come in at pace. It's a couple of 100 metres, and Finch now starting to come into view. He's actually on that red carpet section behind Simon Runnett. So the riders pushing their way in. So Finch doing a great job here. So Runnett's taking a look. He's watching out for the rider coming in behind him. So here comes Simon. You can see the chase is on behind him. There's going to be a gap in front, and the bus will form Always catches the bus once you get more than one. So here comes Finch. You can see Simon coming. Simon's got a view of the rider coming in at pace. And Simon now starting to wind this up. He knows how to do this. Look at that. 2.2, 2.8 now. Just going to nicely pick up the rider. So Finch and Run It together. So here they come. They're going to be dynamic duo at the back of the group. They've got a bit of work to do to get back in. So Tom Lindsley is indeed quiet because Tom Lindley's on the game, but I don't know about Tom Lindsley. Maybe it's his new nickname. So through into the arcade go the riders. That was the finishing line, 19k under the wheels already. Our Red Beacon continue to push behind as these riders make their way in and through. So our bus forming at the back. Yeah, we're going to jump in at the back of the group. Looks like Kieran just having a little bit of a leg stretch off the back of the pack. It's going to be on his way in. Yeah, he is indeed. Look at that 8.8. He just got off the back, sprint back on again. Perfect. And that's what we want to see. If you want to wind your legs up, if you want to give them a little bit of a stretch and a kick, then off the back of the pack is the place to do it. Oh, Finch has got another dropout. Not good news. That's going to leave Simon with a lot of work to do. He might well catch the bus on its way around. On the way back around the place. So the pace steadily winding, the riders steadily being a distance as this group continues onwards. see the pace steadily lifting here as the riders go through that sprint line. It is indeed snagging confetti down there. It's absolutely tumbling down. That's just because of the volume of riders coming through, setting new personal bests. Mark Thwaites of the RF Cycling Association, just off the back mark, of course, a very fast man, and good to see he's on his way through. Rider's just about to hit the climb. It's a slight rise up in town. Indeed, a DNS today. That's like Ruben McLeod. Good to have you with us, Ruben. Just taking a little bit of a check back. The gaps have opened up a little bit more. So riders steadily getting shelled out the back, getting distance, the bus picking and trying to help people along as possible. Simon's on his way to go pick up Tickers, who's sandwiched in between the group and Simon as he makes his way. He's currently separated by the castle complex. Tom Lindley, no surprises, see Tom tucked in nicely in and around the beacon. The group absolutely hammering along. With 36 minutes in, we've got 23.5k already covered. Remember, we're only going to 38 and a little bit, so it's not going to be long left before we hit the end of the road. Pretty much here tonight. This pace that everyone's flying up. Interesting, you can see Andy Hawes right up in here. So here's Tickers, 51 seconds currently separating Tickers from Simon. So Simon Runnett pushing his way on. Tickers going to be seeing that red bus on his way. And that group still all the way across the roadway here, using the full lane. Well, the start rate definitely up over that 100 beats per minute marker. Tucked in nicely in the group. Just watch the everybody panic now. because I hadn't actually showed him all ride, but now we do. Guarantee that someone's going to have a mass panic. All of a sudden, instead of being a long train, everybody just pushed up to the front. Funny, huh? So as the tram goes overhead, we're heading our way back into the long sweeping right, then it's that long sweeping left, takes back into the Trixie a little bit, and heading back in towards the arcade area. So working well at the moment. Gang all nicely tucked in together. 26k done, 40 minutes on the clock. Only another 12k to go. Everyone can ride 12k. So Dan Hudson, Tom Hudson and Matt Crease, Matt Woodward. Starkey's back on board, and Robertson, Richardson and Wallace. Carolina tucked it here, Sonny Miles Clark, and he's got a sprint on him, we know he has. Ian Bailey here, our red beacon from the back end of last week on Thursday. Last week, thank you very much, Ian Bale from Sherwood Pines. And the go has gone. Russ hitting the button. He's up on the front. If we take a look now, you can see those fiery socks are taking effect as he puts the power down. So here we go. The pressure is on. Varty and Mayland quickly responding to this. And interesting to see Josh Mayland right up here. The rider who is one of the main men at the Halo Wheels, who are of course our biggest sponsor here today and all of Halloween. Well, he's right in the mix, and if we take a little bit of a look up, we try and get a shot down. Might have to take the drone right in on these riders, so you can just see these riders coming in and through. It's a long line. That was a big bunch all the way in and across the road. Oh, Brad, if you got like hardwire everything. If you're on an ant stick, put the ant stick literally right next to the turbo on a long extension USB extension cable. That will work wonders. It will cut down on your lag immensely. Also, then hardwire whatever you're using into the Ethernet rather than relying on Wi-Fi. That makes a huge difference. Makes a huge difference. Now, front group starting to break clear, lots of riders behind starting to be distanced. You can see that when we look on the map. It was one big blob, it is now well and truly starting to break apart here. 29 kilometers, the bus is open for business at the back, picking up riders who I think just jumped up and closed the distance down. Tickers was just in front. So a short route tonight, a flat route tonight, a quick course as well, and very few opportunities to take this group apart for our riders as they make their way around these turns here. It's going to be a tough ask if they were going to break this group up. At the moment you can just see we're following Josh Mayland in and through as these riders twist and turn the way in through town here. Still got plenty of pressure being put on here, and it looks like that's going to be Isaac Oliver who's gone off the front here. So Oliver is hoping to get a early march. That's the banner there as they've gone in towards the carpet. You can just see it behind him. So we are now into that final rundown. 9.6k at each lap, which means that we have got basically just over 6 miles to the finish in Albany. Less than 10k to go, and Isaac Oliver has really ignited the burners here. He has stirred things up absolutely massively here. Ryan Williams closed him down with Russ Downing, with Tom Lindley. Isaac Oliver just kicking into the back of that group who caught him. It looks like you've got Tom Elliott in here as well. Tom Krapp has jumped in, good lad. It's Dale Williams is in here. I think Kieran Brown made the catch as well. He's come across that gap. I'm just taking a look. Sadler's in here. Kieran in here. Simon Knight, Stevie G, Richardson, Russ in the pack. Mr. Murphy is in here as well. Now they're going to split this group apart, or is it going to stay together? Let's take a little bit of a look back. This is a huge bunch back together again. One huge string of riders. So these are the riders just in front of Shelley Charles from Continental, one of our key supporters. But look at the size of that pack at the moment. That is not a little group. It's not splitting again. So that attack there by Isaac Oliver doing some damage, but not enough at the moment. Remember, distance is running out. AK left pretty much. AK not long to shed some of the big sprinters in here. We've got Dale Williams, we've got Kieran Brown in here. We've got Mason in here. You've got Drabble, who's always good for a quick kick out and across. Let's take a little bit of a look. It looks like people just trying to squeeze up towards the front. And I think we've got Simon Booth on the front we have. So Simon, another of our great regular riders on here. He's alongside Isaac Oliver. These two just starting to peel a little bit of distance, make things difficult. Lindley's aware of them though. He moves up and through, comes through the centre of that little group. At the moment it's Lindley who's leading this out. Not sure that's where he wants to be, but that's where he's ended up, and that is quite simply because he's trying to stay up near the front. If you squeeze a little too hard on those pedals, you can soon find that you are much further up than you wanted to be. So here we go again. Another push by Russ here, 10.9 watts per kilo. He's got the gap, or once again he's gone from the back of the group. He's used the slipstream. So basically a slingshotting your way around. So Jason Filio crushing him, mate. It usually takes a long time. So it's about 3 or 4 weeks before people get themselves absolutely dialed into riding with the group. So here we go into the castle grounds. Our riders coming up now. This hill, this little rise where it's going to split, potentially coming. We come around the left-hand turn. Our helicopter just getting a view up here, as you can start to see a push on the front here. So more personal best times coming in and through, and you can just see the pressure starts to get applied once again. They're just up over the top. I think everybody's got a ghost according to our screens. That's definitely not the case. I think Kieran Brown just winding it up on the front. We're starting to see people push through. The question is this damage that's being done on the front going to be enough? Varty taking it out at the front. Ryan Williams, Simon Booth on there. And again, they are just doing some damage here behind. So Ryan Williams, the rider in the blue, who's got the gap at the moment. Here he comes round that turn. We're going to track back from him. And I don't think he's managed to make enough ground at the moment. We're at 32.2k covered now, as our riders come around this U-turn. This slight descent here is about trying to push the pace up. Group starting to form behind. Remember, form a group. Oh, that's an unlucky power up to get a blooming anchor. And it's going to be about as much use as a Led Zeppelin, to be brutally honest, on this course. So round you go. The pack behind Matt Pritchard closing it down at the moment. So it's Pritchard, then Richardson, Simonite, Mayland in there. The gang are pretty much the leader group are back together, but whittled down. It's not huge in numbers now. We're going to have about 25 riders, I think. 22 riders in that group, being joined by another 5. That's 27. It's the group behind Get On. That's going to take it up to about 35 riders. Still a huge pack as it comes through. Currently is sitting at what is going to be about 30 riders in this leading group. Then it's 2 seconds back to Thomas Crapper along with Ian Bale and co. But it is going to be Haggis currently sat at the back of this. 31 riders in this leading group. Still a big pack to contest the finish. Tom nicely tucked back in here. Russell Osborne in there. Murphy's in as well. So in they go. This group are looking pretty good, just doing somehow. It looks like we've still got Mayland in this group. We've still got plenty of strong riders. Got Charles in here as well. Looks like Vaz just dropping to the back here. And just going to keep an eye on the back of that group, because Rob Varty, who we normally expect to be right up at the front of affairs. Now, slight kick out from the underpass. 2%, enough to do a little bit of damage to the legs. Basically, if you've got your turbo trainer turned up at 100% difficulty, then that's going to be really difficult. If you haven't, you've got to rev it up and get the power up, otherwise you'll get dropped off the back of the group. Just two very different styles of riding more than anything else. Yes, I did go there. I did go into the dangerous power zone. You've entered the power zone. Yeah, indeed. I'm loving Russ's thing. It's on the wrong setting. It's not producing enough watts. So here we go. Long warm down tonight, going to be needed. So our riders start to push now. Lindley instigates an attack here. And Lindley's gone for this. He's got Kieran Brown chasing him behind. Has Lindley got enough power? He didn't want to take 30 riders into the finish. If he did, he was going to make it hard. He's at 34.4. Remember, we finish on that ballad running into the arcades, and a long wind down afterwards. Over the top has gone Kieran Brown. And at the moment, you can just see Lindley trying to track back in again. Varty has come right up from the back of the pack. He's used that pace to go over the top. He joins Kieran on the front here. So it's Rob Varty, Kieran Brown. It's Tom Lindley, Josh Mayland. I think great story. It's Mr. Wallace in there as well. But this, I'll be brutally honest, is not the final selection. It's not going to be the case that you're going to be able to make a selection quite that stage. And if you do, you're going to need to put in what is effectively a full-on sprint to get clear at the front of the group. As we see another little attack now. We've got to apologise because we've just jumped out of that group, and that's quite simply because we've got so many twists and turns on this circuit. Very difficult for us to stay in with the riders we want. Ryan Williams has gone clear though. So Ryan Williams just starting to open up the gap. Russ is going to try and bridge across here, I think. That'll be an interesting move if these two go clear. And is the panic stations on behind? No, Russ easing off here. He's not going to do the work. Nobody went with him. So Russ just easing off there. Ryan Williams is up now. Are we going to see somebody use Russ's draft as a bit of a springboard to get across? Kieran Brown just rolls over the top there. At 8 watts per kilo. He's still winding up here. We're at 35.7. Ryan Williams went. He stayed out in front, but I don't think he's done enough at this stage. Remember, time will run out on these riders. They've literally got to get into the arcade. It's the arcade entrance. There is a banner on the way in. That is our lap banner. That is where Russ has chosen to finish and give everybody a decent warm down tonight. So Russ looking after the riders. So over the top they go, and surely this is going to be the day for a good sprint. The question is, has the fat cyclist, has Mason got enough pace and power to take this out? I think that's going to be a big ask. Looks like Harmon back in, as you can see in here. Just making the trip back in again. Remember, everybody now getting twitchy. We're at 36.4k. Not long till we come in to that finishing line. Who's going to be able to wind this up? Who's going to take it out? Let's have a little look. Nobody jumping yet. Everybody feeling like they want to leave it as long as they can. In we come in between the neon trucks down here at the side of the road. Wow, look at that. I wonder who we were watching. That would have been Mason. Good job we got a nice time like on the onto the coverage tonight. So here we go. That was a sneaky move by Mr. Mason. He engaged the ghost there. Now he starts to sprint. He's got himself a couple of 100 meters gap. What a smooth move there by Mason. Varty's coming after him, but Mason still, I think, has still got a kick on him. He's used one to get it clear. He's used a power up as well of ghosting his way out, and the reaction now starts to come behind. But as Mason used that ghost, we introduced them. Now, I was really keen to put in lots of more of the power ups just to mix things up just that little bit more, and that's what it's done. because it's allowed Mason to get a gap on all of the group here. And behind there at 6s and 7s, you don't know what to do here. We've got people starting to wind this up. Remember, Mason has just got to get himself in to the front of the arcade. It's not long, it's not far away here. We're at 37.6, but I think it's come to nothing. This means it's going to come down to a sprint. Who's got the pace? Who knows this course well enough to be able to line themselves up for the arcade, for the entrance? We've got a twist to the right, a twist to the left, a twist to the right and left, and then we do a 90 right-hand turn, and we're in it. There's nothing, there's no time left. You've got to be winding it up now. They're starting to do that. They come out, they get to bolt by the truck, which means they've got that next right-hand turn coming up now. The entrance to the arcade, the banner is going to be coming very soon. I can see the banner. Williams has got the timing right. I think it's going to be Williams who's going to hit that line first. It is Williams who comes in first. Williams takes it there from Miles Curry, from Lindley and Co behind, and all of these riders coming in through the arcades. Now, this next group coming in, this is going to be Craig Herring. Herring just alongside Harmer, I think, as they went in there. Then it's going to be Sharp, who's going to be taking that right-hand turn. Remember, that banner on the entrance to the arcade is the line. So next up is going to be Sharp. He's 13 seconds ahead of Hager. Tom Hager just disses a little bit. Really difficult finish to get right here today. So Hager's going to come through. He's going to be just ahead of Jeff Say. So Jeff, of course, ready for that Conti squad comes in through. Then it's going to be Tom Crapper behind him, followed by Ian Bale coming in and through. Then George Cooper. And it's going to be Wes Dobson. Then it's going to be Dalgleish being chased by Callaway behind. Now we're riding in with Dalgleish at the moment, and that looks like Eddie just in front. So Dalgleish on his way, and he lines himself up for that straight. He's going to be just ahead of Liam Callaway. Callaway just going in next. Then it's going to be Tukey. Tukey's going to sprint in just clear of Douglas. Nice sprint there by Neil. And it's going to be Watson, big group coming in. I think Claire Richardson, first of the female riders coming through. Just ahead, I think, there of Theon Gilbert. Gilbert in that pack as well. So our first two females in there as well. Next run in is going to have a third of our women. That's going to be Daisy Free. Don't forget, of course, the women's DCG, the WOW DCG comes back again, and that is on Wednesday tomorrow. We're of course going to be back on Wednesday and Thursday. There are some days when we're not going to be covering the rides on the way through, but not too many of those, as some of you will be pleased to hear. So looks like Wood on his way in through. Richards leading the next group in. So this is going to be our next group. Who's going to kick out here? Richards, Bayliss, Wallace, Briggs, Lone Rider. Mark Thwaites has got a kick on him. Well, he used to have a kick on him, and I bet he still has. Mark, very quick rider. Is he going to have the legs today to kick in? This is the turn in towards it, so I think they're just going to end up rolling through the gantry here. We're going to see a little roll over the top there. I think that was going to be Brad who get him through then just in front. The next group is going to be coming through, and you can just see Andy Hawes has got his head screwed on. He knows what to do. It's going to be Horsey who's going to come up. Apologies, really struggling to get the cameras up in the time available around that corner. Carolina coming through with that group as well. It's fourth female rider. Then it's going to be Shelley Charles. So Shelley then is going to be the group with Dr. D, Julia Carrigan. Then it'll be the Kaz Tarry group. So Shelley just with that little bit of a gap at the moment, heading back around in. Then it'll be Dr. D, Ken Carrigan, J. Leo, going to be Morris a little bit further back, not very much at all though. Kaz Terry in this group in the blue on that blue Tron bike. But as these riders come through, we're looking to see Shelley Charles. It's got to be pretty close now. Shelley, of course, part of Continental, who look after our riders on the DCG gangs. Please, guys, remember, make sure that you join that DCG gang if you can. It literally helps us keep the show on the road. It helps us make sure that we can keep on bringing you the chain gang, not just the coverage, but Russ riding as well. Russ and myself spearheading for a long time now. We've been rolling since the first lockdown, and only the one break in there this summer. We'll be rolling right the way through to the end of March with the WOW DCG, led by Emma. Emma's, of course, coordinating our riders, making sure that she knows exactly who's doing what, where and when, as well as picking the routes on that WOW DCG. Emma, of course, also busy with the commentary as well. Not riding at the moment due to long COVID, can't afford to push her heart rate up, so looks like Duba, Shikari and Leo roll through the line. Next towards it is going to be Kaz Terry, so Kaz in here in that Rowe and King outfit. And just coming around that turn, got Morris and Robertson. Robertson, good to see you back, mate. Robertson with the aero helmet, Morris just tucked on the side. So will we see a final sprint in? Will they realise they've got to go for the top? Here we go. Yep, I'm going to have a little roll through, which means we can jump back to Stefano Barali. So Stefano just keeping those wheels running on that Pinarello. Nice revs there, 161, nice and steady. So not too far for Stefano. Looks like Simon and Tigges not all that far behind as well. Everybody pretty close on this course, which is really good to see. So Dr. D, yes, it was indeed the finish going in there, that little diminutive neon arch on the way into the arcade. So Stefano, manager of Nonnas, making his way in towards the finish, in towards the section, into the arcades he goes. And in fact, he's just going to hit that just out of our sight, which means that as Stefano makes his way through the arcades, we're going to drop back to the relative peace and quiet on the outside, and this is going to be Tigges and Simon making the way in. So Simon and Tigges are two riders making their way in towards the turn. You can see the pair here coming in through. They're going to go past that chevrons, past the area where the riders come in to the start of the ride. Not long before they're going to be coming out at the end of the ride. Don't forget, of course, make sure you join up and sign up for the DCG gang. So DCG gang, the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club, how we keep the show on the road. Please, guys, remember, make sure you get signed up for that. And of course, it is WOW DCG, as Russ says, tomorrow. And and numbers on that. Really good to see 2 riders for the very first one. Hopefully that will continue to grow as we go through, looking to ideally hit that 100. We'd love to hit the 100 mark by the time we get to the end of the season. So through the banner they go. So Mark Tigger's on his way through. Simon Runnett doing the same. Fantastic stuff. Well done, guys. So our riders on the way in and through, and that means that I can now let the music on the background fade down slightly. And it does mean that as they ride their way out, just remains for me to say a few bits of admin. Don't forget, of course, guys, that it is now the case that we do need you to subscribe if you can. Join if you can. There's always going to be the free option, but if you can't do a donation for the month, do consider dropping one in for just on an ad hoc basis. It all helps, literally. The more that you can donate, the easier it is for us. For us, myself, for Jimmy and everybody, just to basically keep it simple for us and to keep it rolling. So, our riders are working well together. Just going to do a little bit of TLC to the background. That's better. So, if you've enjoyed yourself today, make sure you get signed up. Wow DCG tomorrow, Donny Chaingang day after. Support the people who support your sport. You can see them up there. Key to making it happen. A big thank you for Josh Mann jumping on the gang as well. So from me, Matt Payne, from Russ, from everybody at Chaingang, we'll see you tomorrow.